The Inside the Dam podcast is brought to you by Papa John's Pizza. Check out Papa John's Pizza at 200 South Broadway Street in Minot for their deals and student discounts. And also, check out KMSU Channel 19's YouTube page every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for the Inside the Dam podcasts. Welcome back into the Inside the Dam podcast presented by Papa John's. We're already in episode 5 of season 3 of the podcast, and we're keeping up our cross-country focus in the build-up to the NSIC Championships, talking to men's cross-country runner Jenkins. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, obviously, the cross-country season, it might look a little short to some people, just 4 regular season meets and then the championship, but it's all in the build-up to Friday, correct?
Right, yeah, you spend the whole season kind of building up for the 2 big meets here that we have at the end of the year, so it's a lot of fun.
And in those 4 regular season meets, I guess maybe you even call them like preseason meets, honestly.
We call it regular season, regular season and postseason would be conference, regionals, nationals, so.
In those 4 regular season meets, you kind of led the way for the men's program. What's kind of been like, maybe being the leader not only on the course, but overall, just as a team, is that kind of what the role you've taken on this year?
Yeah, no, it was a bit of an interesting situation. Like, we graduated our top 3 guys from last year, so it was kind of an open slot. I know there were me and probably 4 or 5 other guys that wanted to, take that. But, just kind of stayed motivated, put my head down all summer, and put in some work, and I was fortunate enough to come out and lead the team. And it's a fun spot because I never, in my entire career, got to lead my team. I was always like a 4 or 5 guy on my high school team, so being able to put in the work and see it start to pay off in college is always it's a pretty good feeling.
Yeah, it's paying off throughout this regular season, and eventually this weekend in Wayne, Nebraska. We've kind of heard the rumors of a challenging course a little bit. What are the goals to come out of this weekend?
Yeah, no, I've never been down there. This will be my first time. Heard it's pretty similar to the Roy Griette course that we went to down in the cities in September. So definitely not fast, but still challenging and still a good place to get some good competition in. So.
I find it interesting that a conference championship would be at a place that's so new to a lot of teams in the conference. Obviously, the season is kind of kept for the North Dakota teams in-state. You had 2 meets down in Bismarck, went out to the Twin Cities. What's it like preparing for really a mysterious course in what's called a conference championship?
Right, yeah, so we do get a day, like 1 day before the race to go out, run the course, see what it's like, but it's, like you said, it's kind of rough to run the course if you don't know what to expect, but just going into it with an open mindset and just knowing that there's like a million different ways the race could play out and how it's going to go. So, yeah, no, it's just kind of be ready for anything.
Not only is it a brand new course, but a couple brand new teams you're competing against. What makes cross country a lot different from the other sports is you're not going to see a Division II football team play an FBS football team, but you're going to see Minot State run against UND and Bismarck State on a weekly basis. However, at the conference championships, right, it's a lot of teams that you haven't really raced against. Is that kind of something that plays into it?
Yeah, I mean, you see the people around you all the time. Like, I know we've seen NDSU, UND. I've been able to keep up with a bunch of their guys, so that was pretty cool. But get down to the conference meet, it's all people around skill level. I know. The part of the conference I'm about ranked right now is just loaded. Like, there's probably like top 40 is going to be within like a minute or something. So it's going to be pretty tight. So it's definitely a lot more fun when the races are more competitive. You got more guys around you. Got to be a little bit more careful so you're not getting spiked in the foot, but it's the fun part.
So you're in such a tight pack there in important positions. What's the goal during an 8,000 meter race? To keep the nerves down, to stay focused on conserving the energy on the actual running part rather than that whole mental side of I need to be in this part?
I always try to tell myself to turn my brain off. I mean, I know generally about where I want to be at what point in the race, but, you got to be ready for everything. But at the same time, I just try to tell myself just chill and wait. It's a long time. I'm out there for like 25, 26 minutes, so it's a lot of time to make decisions and kind of react to what's going on around me.
Looking at the regular season results so far, a couple of PRs already, including the last meet at McDowell Dam. Running twice at McDowell Dam this season, what were the keys to improving on your time from earlier in the year?
Yeah, no, I think just seeing the hard work pay off. I mean, just months and months of just grinding in the summer, 70-mile weeks, all that kind of stuff. And, you always try to peak and be your best late season. And I think at the last Mary meet, things are starting to click, feeling better. It wasn't the most packed race. I was kind of by myself for most of it, but just being able to stick to my pace and I went out fast, but not really fall off as much as some people thought I would have. So just being able to see the hard work pay off is kind of the motive there.
You get this late in the season, you're trying to run your fastest time on the correct day. What's kind of the training plan in a lead up to the biggest race of the year?
Yeah, no. So at this point in the season, we're tapering off. At least for the conference meet, we'll hit up a little bit more before regionals. But say regular season, I was hitting anywhere from 60 to 70 miles a week, and then now I think I hit 54 last week, and probably going to be around 50 again this week. So feels a lot lighter on my legs. Feels a lot just more. I don't know what word to use. More just relaxing, kind of just staying fresh and being ready to go.
Well, obviously, the personal training, there's some outside factors to a race. At the time of recording right now, there's a howling wind outside and sideways rain. Hoping for some more sunshine in Nebraska come Friday?
Yeah, I know. Coach sent out an email this morning talking about the weather. He said it's supposed to be like high 50s, low 60s with little winds. So looking forward to that. It's almost perfect racing weather. So
I was going to say, that's pretty ideal for a late October meet like that. All right, let's go before coming to Minot State now. You ran prep cross country here in North Dakota, out in Grand Forks. I know there's been kind of a decades-long rift between the East courses and the West. You ran out in the East. It's a lot of speed. What's it like running more on the West side now, getting to see some hills?
Yeah, I know. I'd say the first couple months I was out here a couple of years ago, I was just getting hammered on those runs. Like we'd hit a big hill and I'd just be like, oh my, like this is where I die. But no, it kind of adapted to it a lot. And I mean, like you said, the Eastern courses are a lot flat, a lot of speed. But, Bismarck's course is virtually a grass track too. And when we hosted conference last year, it was a lot of the same. I mean, we were at the golf course, so not too much elevation there, but, kind of felt like home for me. But no, getting used to the hills was definitely one of the things I realized I had to do if I wanted to be able to hang out here for sure.
Yeah, and obviously cross country, not really the only sport that you're going to be involved in as well, also distance track. What's it like balancing 3 seasons into one? You got the cross, you've got indoor, you got outdoor. How do you balance it all?
No, you look at it and it's like you're just constantly doing something. Like all these other athletes, they have their set off season where they're just kind of chilling. Oh, we're going all year. Take maybe a week off after the regional meet and then right back to the work for track, and then that's a long season. I'll start racing in January, and that'll go until end of May. So it's a grind for sure.
You're running 8Ks here in the fall. What are the events you're going to be in the indoor season coming up next?
Indoor season, we're looking to get in the 3K, 5K, double at conference. But other than that, probably run a couple miles. Might drop down to the 1K to see if I have a little bit of speed in my legs. But no, definitely more endurance, long distance races for sure.
And outdoor, keeping it kind of the same?
Outdoor, yeah. I'm going to go 5K, 10K. That's the goal. Ran the 10K at conference last year, just barely missed the 5K. So we're going to get in that for sure. But yeah. A lot of the same.
All right. Well, we'll be cheering you on Friday and throughout all the upcoming track seasons as well, Jake.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's all the time we got here on episode 5 of the Inside the Dam podcast presented by Papa John's. I'm Owen Patterson. Stay tuned every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the KMSU Channel 19 YouTube page for all upcoming episodes in Season 3 of the Inside the Dam podcast.